Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Stevens. If you're a senior and looking to stay active, healthy, and full of energy, you're in the right place. Please make sure to subscribe and like the video. It is very important for me. Now, let's talk about your health. Did you know that people who ignore the subtle signs of cooling limbs and poor sleep might actually be shortening their own lives without even realizing it? It sounds harsh, but the reality is that chronic sleep deprivation combined with poor circulation isn't just an annoyance, it is a silent biological emergency that slowly shuts down your body's ability to repair itself. When you lie awake at night, tossing and turning with cold feet, your heart is working overtime when it should be resting, and your brain is drowning in stress hormones instead of flushing out toxins. If you ignore this cycle, you are essentially leaving your body's engine running without oil, day after day, year after year. But please, do not panic, because today we are going to fix this problem using something you probably already have sitting in your kitchen right now. We are going to talk about a powerful natural root that acts as a furnace for your body: ginger. This isn't just about adding flavor to a cookie. It is about using ginger as a potent medicine to warm your blood, calm your frayed nerves, and help you drift into the deep, restorative sleep you haven't had in years. I want you to stay with me until the very end of this video because I am going to share a specific formula number 1 that combines 3 ingredients to practically force your brain to switch into sleep mode. And I'll also share a fascinating little secret about how this root works like a home heating system. Now, let's get into the thick of it. As we get older, 2 things happen that ruin our sleep. First, we lose the ability to regulate our body temperature, meaning our hands and feet get cold, which signals the brain to stay alert. Second, our blood circulation slows down. Ginger is unique because it fights both of these problems simultaneously. Science tells us that ginger contains a compound called gingerol, which is an anti-inflammatory warrior that opens up your blood vessels, allowing warm blood to flow all the way to your fingertips and toes. But there is also something called shogal. This substance is created when you dry or cook ginger, and it is incredible because it acts almost like a sedative for a hyperactive central nervous system. It balances your hormones, lowering the cortisol that keeps you stressed and boosting the serotonin that eventually becomes melatonin, the sleep hormone. Before we dive into the specific ways to prepare this remedy, if you are finding this information useful and want to take control of your health as you age, please take a second right now to hit that subscribe button and like this video. It really helps us bring more of these life-saving tips to people who need them, and it ensures you won't miss our next deep dive into natural health. Thank you for that. So, how do we use this root? We are going to explore 3 methods, starting from a gentle daily habit and moving to the most powerful remedy for severe insomnia. Think of this as a ladder to better sleep. The first method is what I call the gentle warm-up, and it involves a very specific pairing: ginger and rock sugar. You might wonder why we add sugar. Well, in traditional medicine, ginger is considered very hot, and if you take too much, it can dry out your mouth or make you feel thirsty. Rock sugar has a cooling property that balances the heat of the ginger, creating a perfect harmony. To make this, you simply take half a root of fresh ginger, slice it thin, do not peel it, we'll get to that later, and boil it in half a liter of water. Once it boils, toss in a little rock sugar and let it simmer for 5 minutes.
This isn't a bedtime drink, strictly speaking. You should actually drink this warm in the middle of the day or early afternoon. The idea is to stoke your body's internal fire early, keeping you warm until the evening without overstimulating you right before bed. If you find that your main problem is cold feet, you know, that feeling where you have to wear 2 pairs of socks to bed and you still feel like you're touching ice blocks, then you need the second method. This is the ginger and salt foot bath. This is not about drinking anything, it is about soaking. Your feet are often called your second heart because of how many blood vessels and acupressure points are there. When you soak your feet in ginger water, you are physically forcing the blood vessels in your lower body to expand. This draws blood away from an overactive brain and down to your feet, which signals the heart that it can finally relax. To do this, crush half a ginger root, really smash it to let the juices out, and throw it into a basin of hot water around 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. Add a teaspoon of salt. Sit there and soak for 20 minutes while massaging your feet. It feels absolutely heavenly. But here is the trick. Once you take your feet out, dry them immediately and put on thin socks. You must trap that heat. This method activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest mode your body needs to sleep. However, please be careful. If you have open sores on your feet, or if you have severe heart trouble or diabetes, talk to your doctor before using hot foot baths, as your sensation of heat might be reduced. Now we arrive at the most potent solution, the comprehensive formula. This is for those of you who stare at the ceiling for hours. It is a tea made from ginger, honey, and lemon. This combination is not random, it is chemistry. Honey does something very specific at night. It slightly spikes your insulin, which drives tryptophan into the brain. Tryptophan turns into serotonin, and in the dark, serotonin turns into melatonin. It's a chain reaction for sleep. The lemon adds vitamin C and a comforting aroma. Here's how you make this sleep potion. Boil 4 to 6 slices of ginger in water for 5 minutes. Let it cool down a little bit. This is crucial because boiling water destroys the beneficial enzymes in honey. When it's warm but not scalding, stir in a tablespoon of honey and the juice of a quarter of a lemon. Drink this exactly 1 hour before you plan to sleep. This gives your body time to process the nutrients and send the shutdown signal to your brain. I must give you some very important safety warnings before you run to the grocery store. First, never peel the ginger. I know it looks nicer peeled, but the skin is packed with nutrients. Just wash it thoroughly. Second, never ever use ginger that looks moldy or rotten. Bad ginger produces a toxin that is very harmful to your liver cells. It is not worth the risk. Just throw it away. And third, moderation is key. Ginger is strong. Using a super concentrated drink every single day for months can irritate your stomach. Listen to your body. Also, if you have high fever, lung conditions, or high blood pressure, consult a specialist first, as ginger increases body heat. I want to leave you with an analogy that perfectly explains why this works better than sleeping pills. Imagine your body in the evening is like a large house that is slowly cooling down. Taking a sleeping pill is like going to the basement and violently smashing the main fuse box to cut all the lights.
Sure, it gets dark and you are out, but the house isn't functioning properly and the pipes might freeze. Ginger, on the other hand, is like a soft central heating system. It gently warms the pipes, your blood vessels, so everything flows smoothly. It quiets the humming noise in the electrical wires, your nervous system, and creates a cozy, warm atmosphere where the house naturally wants to settle down for the night. It allows your brain to decide it is time to sleep, rather than forcing it into a coma. And as promised, here is a fascinating fact to end on. Did you know that ginger was so valued in the Middle Ages that 1 pound of ginger was worth the same price as a whole live sheep? It was considered a magical cure-all, and frankly, considering it can help you sleep, digest, and stay warm, it might just be worth a sheep today, too. So, tonight, try boiling a few slices, warm up your house, and get the rest you deserve. Stay warm and sleep well.